Is it great defense? Really good defense? Where
Well,
would you rank that defense?
The gap isn't as far as other people think it is. Number one, when I think about Jayson Tatum as an offensive player, he's improved every year, right? And not only has he improved every year, he's improved every year to the point where he's now become a legit number one. I couldn't say that about him 2 years ago, that he was a legit number one. I could say that about him now, that he is a legit number one. Defensively, I think that's where the gap is closing dramatically, because I watch his ability to defend off the ball. I watch his ability to defend on the ball. Now, some people sometimes get tricked on with the idea that you're a good defender, but it's masked because you're on a good defensive team. Well, that's not the case with Jayson Tatum. The fact that he's on a good defensive team, that enhances how much better a defender that he is. In terms of his ability to rebound, that's improved. I mean, he had 13 rebounds last night, right? 13 rebounds last night. Now, the in-between game is where he hasn't figured that out yet. I mean, he's still living on the long ball line, and I'm not particularly fond of that. But once he puts that mid-range in his game where it's more consistent, I think we're going to have a serious conversation about him being the best player in the game. Serious one.
All right. Any comments? I'm going to go through you four that are on right now, and then I got 4 waiting. So I'm not being rude, but once you guys speak your kind of 30-second piece, I'm gonna roll out the next 4 because I want to give everybody a shot. So we'll start Ozzy. What do you think about that?
I agree with what almost everybody has said as of yet. The one thing that I don't necessarily know if I agree with is that if you were to switch Luka and Tatum and put Luka on the Celtics and Tatum on the Mavs, I don't know if the Celtics would be a better team, because when I look at the Celtics, it's not like, although in the offseason they did need some playmaking, and they got that in Malcolm Brogdon, and I think Tatum has become a bit of a better passer as well. I don't think you look at that team and you say, we need a Luka superstar, not hold the ball, but high usage type player, rather than a guy like Tatum who can score, a 3-level scorer, who can defend, who's long, who's big. So, yeah, like I said, I don't necessarily know if you put Luka on the Celtics that ends up being a better team. It obviously looks better on paper, but just like we saw with the Lakers and just like we saw with the Nets, just because it looks good on paper doesn't mean that it's going to work, and doesn't mean that the fit's going to be right.
With that also being said, though, you got to take into consideration how that Dallas unit was built. That Dallas unit is built around Luka, and it's built around his skill set. If Jayson Tatum was on that crew, they would have to build that unit around his skill set, just like what the Boston Celtics did, them building that unit around his skill set. Luka is a different type of player. If Jayson Tatum was on that crew, I don't think that that's a fair comparison to just switch them, because Luka does different things than Jayson Tatum does. And they built that unit around his skill set specifically, just like Jayson Tatum does different things with Boston, and they built that unit around his skill set.
Right. But so before you came in, one of the other guys said, if you were to switch them, he thought that the Celtics would be a better team. Would you agree with that? And
No, I wouldn't. No, I would not agree with that.
I think that if you put Luka on the Celtics, I think they would be a worse team.
I do believe that,
Tatum, which is what I was trying to say. Right. Though I do think, though, if you gave it time, they could change their offensive system, like you said, formed around Luka, and you could potentially have some success there. But I think Tatum is a more.
Your time's running out, Ozzy. T. Sweeezy. What do you think? You're on mute. You're on mute.
Sorry about that, man. What's up, man? It's my first time on here.
Welcome. This is our first time doing this. Chill. Are you nervous?
No.
Anyway. Oh, that you're talking to me. I'm sorry.
I was asking Chill if he was nervous, because I got to tell you guys a quick something before you tell us about your Luka versus Tatum. When I do my TikTok lives, I occasionally open it up like this and let people come on. And the first time I ever did it, some dude came on and wasn't wearing any clothes. So that's why I say I'm nervous, because this is YouTube, so who knows what the hell we're gonna get. So FYI, if you guys do anything crazy, I'm taking you off. Go ahead, T. Sweeezy. Now it's all you.
Okay, I'm a Celtics fan, by the way. The question is who's better out of Tatum and Luka, right?
It's who's better, and do you think it's close? Because most people are saying Luka, and it's not close with Tatum. Like, he's significantly better than Tatum.
No.
Okay. Well, this year they both top 5 players. Luka is a more dominant offensive player. He's a better decision maker. He's a better playmaker. He's a better shot creator. Tatum is a better all-around player. Tatum does more things than Luka. You feel me? I agree with the other guy. If Luka was on the Celtics, they'll be more worse because he doesn't compete on both ends of the floor. Tatum, he jack up too many threes. If Tatum was more aggressive, like LeBron and Giannis, like he'll be unstoppable. But Tatum doesn't have that dog in him yet. You know what I mean? But Tatum is slowly becoming a 1A type of guy. You know.
A 1A type of guy? What do you mean when you say a 1A type of guy?
Like LeBron, Giannis, you know, Curry, you know.
So being the number one on the unit.
Yeah, because him and Jaylen Brown take turns, but he's not fully a 1A guy.
He's absolutely a 1A guy. No question about that. They've proven that Jayson Tatum, they run that offense through him. Not only do they run that offense through him, he is the anchor on their offense. Jaylen Brown has been wildly inconsistent. That handle isn't nearly as sharp as it should be with him. Even though he might be a better athlete than Jayson Tatum is a better all-around offensive player than Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown scores in bunches, and I won't fight that. But Jayson Tatum has proven he's gotten to the point where he is the number one on this unit. Now, when we get into the conversation about him being a number one overall, like in the league, where we start talking about him as the best player in the game, we're not there yet. But on his unit, he's definitely the best player on that team.
All right, we're gonna go to Young Africa, who wants to ask about two-way impact overtakes elite offense. Young Africa.
I do. It's an interesting conversation, and I personally feel like it's very close whichever way you go. And so I got a question for you, Fluent and Chill. When does two-way impact of a player who has very good offense and you can say very good defense overtake an elite offensive one-way player?
Every time.